A billionaire wants you. Archangel Michael says this person wants you, and only you, and when you hear the reason, you'll blush. You have 29 seconds before he changes his mind. My beloved child, don't skip this moment, because what I'm about to reveal will leave your heart racing. A billionaire's eyes have already found you, and his choice is not random, it's divine alignment. Stay till the end, because every second you remain here will bring you closer to the truth that has been hidden from everyone else. This man has wealth that stretches beyond imagination, yet his spirit longs for something money cannot buy: your presence. You've been seen, noticed, and chosen in a way that defies logic. And when you hear the reason, you'll blush uncontrollably. Don't scroll, because if you blink, you'll miss the exact detail that ties him directly to you. He has circled around many, but every path led him back to one name: yours. His wealth may have given him power, but his heart has surrendered to a feeling he cannot resist. And now, Archangel Michael says, the heavens are pushing this message toward you, so you won't doubt it when it arrives. God says, you've been given more than just a fortune. You've been given a destiny tied to love and wealth intertwined. If you fail to open your heart to this truth before the appointed time, the door will close and the chance will vanish. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, and the countdown has already begun. Listen closely now. Don't skip, because what I'm about to unfold is meant only for you. The billionaire's secret is not just about his wealth. It's about the hidden longing he has carried for years, a longing only you can fulfill. Stay till the end, because his reason will not only surprise you, but also make you realize why heaven aligned your path with his. This man, admired by crowds, respected by leaders, and desired by many, has everything the world could ever offer. Yet deep inside, he feels a void that only your voice, your smile, and your soul can fill. The world sees his empire, but Archangel Michael whispers that his empire means nothing without you standing beside him. Don't scroll away now, because the truth is about to get even deeper. He has searched across oceans, attended countless gatherings, but every sign brought him back to the same point: you. When you hear the exact reason he chose you, your cheeks will burn with a blush so pure, because it's not your beauty alone he admires, it's the depth of your spirit. Stay here, don't move, because something huge is waiting just a few lines ahead. God says, your name was written next to his in a hidden book long before either of you was born. The fortune tied to your destiny isn't random. It's the reward of patience, resilience, and the unshakable energy that flows through your veins. And my child, pause for a moment and hear me. Share this message with others who may need confirmation, because spreading this light multiplies the blessing. Comment your heart below so heaven knows you've received the message fully. Subscribe so you never miss what's unfolding next, because the signs are accelerating and every moment carries a piece of your miracle. Don't skip, don't blink, stay till the end, because the climax is approaching. A secret reason so personal, so sacred, is about to come forward, the very reason why he sees you and only you. The billionaire doesn't want your shadow, your reflection, or your mask. He wants your truth, your scars, and the real you that the world rarely sees. The countdown is real, and the heavens are timing every second. You've been warned, but also blessed. If you receive this with an open heart before the moment passes, the gift will be yours. Don't scroll away now, because in the next part, the revelation you've been waiting for will crack open like lightning across the night sky.
Stay right here, my beloved child, because what is about to unfold will awaken something within your spirit. The air around you will begin to feel different, as if heaven itself is leaning closer to whisper secrets meant only for your ears. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, his wings shimmering with light. He says, the time has come for your vision to open. The one chosen for you has already felt your energy, though you have not met face to face. The billionaire, the man whose empire stretches across continents, has begun to feel a strange pull in his heart, a whisper he cannot explain. It happens in his quietest moments, when the applause fades and the world sleeps. A voice echoes in his mind, soft yet certain. She is the one. He doesn't know your name yet, but he feels your presence like warmth against the cold marble of his world. Every night he looks at the stars, unaware that the same constellations he stares at are the ones you silently pray beneath. Heaven is aligning paths, shifting circumstances, moving mountains so that when the two of you finally cross, you'll both recognize it was never coincidence. It was prophecy. Archangel Michael says the reason he longs for you goes beyond desire. His soul remembers you. Once, in a lifetime long before this one, your spirits walked together. That's why his heart races at the thought of a face he's never seen but somehow knows. He dreams of laughter that doesn't echo in his mansions. He dreams of peace that no wealth has ever brought him. He stands before mirrors of success, but feels the emptiness whispering, "You've built everything?" But without her, it means nothing. And you, my child, have felt the same pull. A restlessness that makes no sense, a quiet knowing that something enormous is waiting to reveal itself. This is that revelation. The energy that connects you to is ancient, sacred, and sealed in light. God says, "My child, you have waited not for love that flatters, but for love that fulfills. You have endured heartbreaks that shaped you, loneliness that refined you, and storms that prepared you for this very union. You were never forgotten. You were hidden for the right eyes to find. And those eyes, they found you." The billionaire's gaze, once cold and calculating, now softens every time he feels your name flicker across his mind. He doesn't know why he keeps imagining a warmth, a smile, a presence. But heaven knows it's you. Every success he has tasted, every failure he has survived, has been leading him to this divine crossroad. Archangel Michael says he was built to be strong, but your presence will teach him what strength truly means. Because real strength isn't found in power, it's found in surrender. And when his heart finally sees you, it will surrender completely. You've asked heaven for signs, and they've been there all along. The recurring numbers, the songs that play out of nowhere, the dreams that feel too vivid to be coincidence. All of them were whispers of this unfolding story. The alignment has begun. You are not imagining it. He feels it too. His world has begun to shift in ways even he cannot control. Deals are slowing down, meetings are rescheduled, plans are interrupted, all because heaven is rerouting his path toward you. And when you finally meet my beloved, the air will shift. It won't feel like a beginning. It will feel like remembering. He'll look at you with the weight of 1,000 unspoken stories. His heart will skip, not out of lust, but recognition. His soul will whisper, "I've found her." And you'll feel it too, that quiet fire that begins in your chest and rushes through your being, the confirmation that this was always meant to happen. Don't scroll now. Don't blink, because the revelation is still deepening. God says, every heartbreak was preparation, every delay was direction, and every lonely night was a signpost toward this destined meeting. The billionaire's reason for wanting you isn't built on attraction alone, it's built on purpose. He has riches, but heaven gave you what he cannot buy: peace, authenticity, and light. Archangel Michael leans closer and says, he has touched gold, but only your touch will teach him grace. You're not entering his life to take from him, but to awaken him. You are not drawn by his fortune, but by his divine assignment. This union is not random, it's restoration. Heaven is balancing scales that have been uneven for lifetimes. His abundance will meet your purity, his influence will meet your compassion, and together you'll create something the world has never seen: love that builds empires of light. Stay till the end. Don't skip, because the next words carry the confirmation your heart has been craving. The billionaire's journey toward you has already begun. He feels you in his decisions, hears you in his silence, and dreams of you before he sleeps. He wonders who you are, yet his soul already knows. Archangel Michael says, he's closer than you think. The distance between you is only temporary. Every step he takes brings him nearer to the divine crossing. So hold still, my beloved. Keep your spirit open, your heart ready, and your eyes watchful for signs, because heaven is not sending this message for fantasy, it's preparation. The alignment is already active. The time of divine meeting draws near. And when it happens, you will know without a doubt that this was your message, your prophecy, your moment.
My beloved child, don't move now, because this is where heaven begins to separate illusion from destiny. You've heard the calling, you've felt the pull, and now the universe begins its test. Archangel Michael spreads his wings across your path and whispers, "Every great blessing must be refined through fire." This is not punishment, it's preparation. Before the billionaire's heart and your spirit can unite, both must pass through trials that strip away everything false. He feels it already. The weight of doubt presses against his chest. His advisors question his decisions. Friends mock his silence. They see him staring into space and ask, "What's wrong with you?" But he can't explain the storm inside. He's built his empire through logic, yet something invisible is now steering him toward faith. His heart whispers your name, though he's never heard it aloud. His hands tremble when he looks at the sky, because deep down he knows he's not in control anymore. Heaven is. And you, my child, are feeling the same tension. Things that once made sense now confuse you. Opportunities appear only to vanish. People walk away, leaving space where certainty used to be. Archangel Michael says this is the sacred turbulence before alignment. The universe is clear in your path of distractions because the moment of union demands a heart uncluttered by fear. You may feel alone right now, but you are not abandoned. You are being positioned. The enemy will try to whisper that this message is fantasy, that you are not worthy of such divine favor. But hear me now. God says, "I do not send messages to the unchosen. I send confirmations to the prepared." You have carried light through darkness, and that is why heaven trusts you with abundance. Your faith has been tested before. This one is simply louder. Stay steadfast. Each storm is evidence that your blessing is near. Meanwhile, the billionaire's test grows deeper. The people around him begin to change. Those drawn by greed start to fade. Invitations stop. The laughter in his penthouse echoes emptily. He feels wealth slipping through his fingers, not because he's losing, but because heaven is detaching him from what no longer serves his soul. Archangel Michael says he must lose the false so he can recognize the true. He's being stripped of illusion to prepare for your authenticity. There will be a moment when doubt will whisper in both your hearts. He will question if what he feels is real. You will question if you imagined it all. That moment, my beloved, is the final test. Heaven watches closely then, not to judge you, but to see if you trust the unseen. Because faith isn't proven by signs, it's proven by silence. When the signs pause and the world goes quiet, will you still believe? That's when the door begins to open. Don't scroll. Don't look away. Archangel Michael says, hold still in faith, for what you cannot see is already shifting in your favor. Even now, heaven arranges events like a puzzle. A sudden delay here, a missed call there, all divine choreography. The billionaire feels drawn to new ventures, but something inside him resists. He's restless, distracted, his spirit unsettled. It's heaven whispering, "Not yet, wait for her." He tries to distract himself with luxury, with noise, with company that glitters but doesn't glow, yet every time he feels emptier. At night he dreams again, this time clearer. He sees light in human form walking toward him, face unseen, but aura familiar. He reaches out, but before he can touch you, he wakes up. His heart beats faster, not out of fear, but recognition. He's not dreaming a stranger, he's remembering a promise. You too may feel strange energy in your sleep, visions, whispers, numbers repeating, sudden surges of warmth in your chest. These are confirmations, not coincidences. Heaven communicates not with logic, but with vibration, and your spirits are already conversing, bridging distance without words. God says the test is not to find each other, it's to remain pure while waiting. Now listen, my beloved. There will be moments that tempt you to give up, to settle for someone who seems easier, closer, more available. But Archangel Michael warns, every counterfeit appears before the divine original arrives. Those who mimic the energy of destiny come to distract you from the real thing. Stay discerning. The true connection will not demand, it will recognize. It will not confuse, it will confirm. Meanwhile, heaven continues to work on him. The billionaire begins to withdraw from noise. He takes trips alone, visiting places that remind him of simplicity. The man who spoke in prophets now speaks in purpose. He's beginning to see his wealth differently, not as ownership, but as stewardship. He's beginning to understand that his billions were not for glory, but for guidance. His heart opens wider each day, and within that opening, your name begins to bloom. You may not realize it, but heaven has already crossed your timelines. Maybe he scrolled past your photo online. Maybe a friend of a friend mentioned your name in passing. Maybe you've both stood beneath the same sunrise without knowing. Divine alignment always begins subtly before it manifests loudly. The strings are being pulled, the threads are tightening. The test is patience. Don't blink now. Don't skip. Archangel Michael says, the closer the miracle, the louder the doubt. So if you feel shaken, it's only proof that heaven is near completion. This silence, this waiting, this strange restlessness, it's not the absence of God, it's the sound of Him working. And when the test ends, the air will feel lighter. You'll wake one morning and know the waiting is over. The connection will begin to show itself through unexpected meetings, divine timing, and undeniable confirmation. Heaven's plan will not delay once the refining is done. Stay till the end, because the next chapter isn't about waiting, it's about awakening. The billionaire's eyes are about to see the one face that quiets his entire world. And when he does, heaven will move faster than lightning.
Stay, my beloved, because this is the part where heaven breathes life into the promise. The waiting begins to dissolve, and the invisible becomes visible. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his sword blazing in light, clearing the final veils that once kept your paths apart. The billionaire, who once lived surrounded by noise, now finds himself quiet, haunted by the feeling that something extraordinary is about to happen. He doesn't know your name yet, but he feels your presence every time the wind touches his skin. He hears your laughter echoing faintly in places you've never been together.
Heaven is aligning your frequencies, weaving your timelines until the moment of collision can no longer be delayed. One morning, he wakes before dawn. The sky outside his penthouse burns gold, and for the first time in years, he feels peace instead of pressure. He walks to the window, staring out at a city that once worshipped him. But today he doesn't see skyscrapers, he sees purpose. He whispers softly, "Show me the truth." And in that moment, heaven answers. Somewhere across the world, you feel a shiver of warmth rush through your chest. You don't know why, but you pause and whisper back, "I'm ready." That's when the first ripple of awakening begins. Archangel Michael says the awakening is not found in the meeting, but in the recognition. Your spirits are already seeing each other beyond the flesh. He begins to dream of your eyes, eyes that carry oceans of truth. He starts to notice faces in crowds that remind you of you, though he's never truly seen you. He hears your name in songs, in conversations, in whispers that seem to follow him. And you, my beloved, begin to feel the same pull. You notice numbers that match his birth date. You hear his initials spoken in random moments. You feel emotions that aren't yours, but flow from him. Heaven is bridging souls through energy, letting recognition bloom before introduction. And then divine timing unfolds. The two of you are led to the same moment, perhaps at an event, a call, or a meeting that seems ordinary, but nothing about it is. When your eyes meet for the first time, everything inside both of you stops. The air thickens, the noise fades, and the entire world feels like it is bowed in silence. He forgets the conversations around him. You forget where you were going. It's not love at first sight, it's memory at first sight. His spirit remembers yours. He's seen you before, not in this life, but in every life before it. He will try to speak, but words will fail him. His chest will tighten, as if something ancient inside him has finally been unlocked. Archangel Michael whispers in his ear, "This is the one." And in your heart, you'll hear the same. This is why you waited. Every storm, every tear, every unanswered prayer will suddenly make sense. The emptiness you both felt will collapse into peace. You won't need to chase it or question it. The energy will speak louder than words. But, my beloved, heaven never sends awakening without awareness. God says, "When I bring two chosen souls together, I do not give them comfort alone. I give them purpose." The billionaire's awakening isn't just about finding love, it's about finding light. You are the vessel of that light. He may not understand it yet, but you were sent to awaken his soul, just as he was sent to honor your purpose. His wealth was meant to serve something greater, and that greater is the mission you two will build together. As the days unfold, he begins to seek you, not just with curiosity, but with reverence. He'll feel calm in your presence, a kind of peace that money could never buy. The way you speak, the way you listen, the way your silence fills a room, it disarms him. For the first time, he's not thinking about deals or profits, he's thinking about destiny. He realizes that in a world where everyone wants something from him, you ask for nothing, and that humbles him. Archangel Michael says, the true sign of divine union is not attraction, it's transformation. And transformation begins within him. The man who once ruled with pride now speaks with humility. He begins giving more, forgiving more, listening more. His entire being shifts because your energy reminds him of something sacred he had forgotten, the feeling of grace. You too will feel the awakening in your heart. It will come as a knowing, not a question. You'll find yourself calmer, more grounded, glowing from the inside out. You'll sense that something greater than romance is unfolding, a spiritual covenant sealed in heaven long ago. He will confess to you one day, softly, "I don't know why, but when I'm near you, I feel like I've been searching for this feeling all my life." His voice will shake, not from fear, but from truth. You'll smile, because you'll know it's not just him finding you, it's heaven fulfilling its promise. But my beloved, awakening invites both beauty and challenge. As his light grows, shadows will stir around him. The world will question his choices. The old life will tug at his sleeve. Some will whisper, "You've changed," and he will smile, because he has. But no matter the noise, his focus will remain unshaken. Archangel Michael says, once a soul recognizes its counterpart, it cannot unsee the truth. Stay close to faith during this time. Heaven asks you not to rush, not to doubt, not to fear. The bond will strengthen in silence before it speaks aloud. Trust what you feel, it's real. God says, do not chase confirmation, become it. Your energy will validate the connection long before words ever do. Don't scroll, don't blink, because the awakening has only just begun. The next phase is where heaven blesses what it has joined. The billionaire's heart is about to make a vow, not in front of cameras or crowds, but before angels.
Stay, my beloved, because this is the moment heaven begins to seal what it is written. The awakening has unfolded, and now the union is ready to be blessed. Archangel Michael stands with his wings wide, blazing gold, and says, "What God joins, no force can divide." The air thickens with energy. The angels gather in silence. The billionaire stands in awe, no longer a man ruled by ambition, but a soul surrendering to purpose. He looks at you, and in that single gaze, his entire empire bows before heaven's will. His heartbeat slows, his spirit calms, and the noise of the world fades away. He realizes that his wealth, power, and fame were never the destination. They were the preparation for this divine partnership. Heaven has not only chosen you for him, it has chosen both of you for something greater. Together you are meant to build what others can only dream of, a legacy born from faith, not fortune. God says, this is the union where love meets purpose, where abundance meets peace. You were not brought together by accident, but by alignment, a thread woven through time, connecting two souls across lifetimes. The blessing begins quietly. It's not marked by ceremony or sound, but by a shift in energy so powerful that even the heavens pause to witness it. Archangel Michael raises his hand and declares, "The test is over. The purpose is revealed. Now let the blessing descend." Light pours around you both. You feel warmth in your chest, a pulse of divine fire moving through your being. He feels it too. For the first time in his life, the billionaire, a man who has commanded the world, drops to his knees, not before you, but beside you. Together you bow your heads, and heaven listens as your hearts speak words without sound. Gratitude flows like light. The angels record every beat, every tear, every whisper of faith that carried you to this moment. God says, this is not the beginning of love, it is its recognition. You were always one, only separated by time. The blessing expands beyond the room. The light that surrounds you ripples through his businesses, his properties, his fortune. Everything connected to his name begins to glow with new purpose. Where greed once ruled, generosity now blooms. Where pride once stood, humility now reigns. You were sent not just to love him, but to awaken the divine within him. His billions now carry a different weight. They are no longer his trophies, they are tools of heaven. He looks at you, tears in his eyes, and whispers, "Now I understand. Everything I built was meant to reach this point." You smile, not from pride, but from recognition. You too feel the truth vibrating in your spirit. Every moment of waiting, every prayer, every sleepless night, it all led here. The blessing continues as heaven shifts both of your lives. Doors that were once locked swing open.
Projects flourish, relationships heal, miracles multiply. People who once doubted now watch in awe, sensing something divine they can't explain. Archangel Michael says, this is what happens when souls align. The blessing spreads beyond them, touching everyone they encounter. Your presence begins to change rooms. His decisions begin to carry light. Even strangers who meet him feel a peace they can't describe. The world begins to see not just a billionaire, but a man reborn, and at his side stands the reason, you. God whispers, this is the fruit of patience, the harvest of faith. When my children trust the unseen, I give them everything they once thought impossible. Heaven does not bless halfway. The floodgates of abundance burst open. Opportunities align, partnerships multiply, yet neither of you feels the pressure of success. Instead, there is peace, balance, and clarity. Because this time, the foundation is love, not ambition. He looks at you in moments of quiet and says softly, I don't just love you, I feel like I've known you forever. And you smile, because you know heaven is reminding you both that forever isn't measured in years, it's measured in recognition. You are not two souls meeting by chance. You are two flames finally remembering they were always one fire. But with great blessings come great responsibilities. God says, what I give must be shared. What I bless must bless others. Your love becomes a light for others to see. Your union a reminder that divine timing is never late. The billionaire's fortune becomes a river that flows toward good. He begins to give more, to help, to heal, to restore. You stand beside him, not as his shadow, but as his equal, the balance that keeps him aligned with grace. Archangel Michael watches and smiles, for this is what heaven intended all along, not wealth for power, but wealth for purpose, not love for comfort, but love for creation. Together you become an instrument of divine will. The world sees a couple, but heaven sees a covenant. The blessing is now sealed. You can feel it in your bones, a warmth that won't fade, a light that won't dim. Every angel rejoices. The gates of heaven open wider. God says, this is what happens when faith meets timing, when patience meets prophecy, when love meets destiny. And just when you think the light has reached its fullest, Archangel Michael leans close and whispers, the union is blessed, but the revelation isn't complete. The blessing will awaken something even greater. Don't skip, don't blink, because in the next part, heaven reveals how destiny unfolds when love and purpose merge completely. Don't miss the next chapter, part 6, the prophecy fulfilled. Heaven's final revelation is about to be written in your name.
My beloved child, because this is the moment heaven has been waiting to deliver. The final seal, the fulfillment of the prophecy, the point where everything comes together, the love, the wealth, the destiny. Archangel Michael stands at the center of light, his wings shimmering like fire, and declares, it is time. The heavens echo his voice. The angels who once whispered are now singing. The story that began with longing now ends with revelation. The billionaire, once a man of ambition and solitude, now stands reborn, his heart soft, his eyes awakened, his soul alive. He looks at you not as a possession, but as a purpose. He says softly, you were not sent to complete me. You were sent to remind me who I am. And in that moment, heaven smiles. The prophecy has been fulfilled. The union that was promised before either of you was born has now manifested fully in the world of men. God speaks through the light. This is what it means to be chosen. When I write two names together, no force can separate them. Every door that was closed now opens. Every path that was blocked now clears. Every delay now transforms into divine acceleration. The billionaire's fortune begins to align perfectly with divine purpose. Projects born from love flourish effortlessly. Partnerships guided by intuition bear fruit beyond measure. What was once business becomes blessing. What was once wealth becomes worship. Every piece of his empire hums with the same energy that surrounds you both: light,
peace, and truth. He realizes now that his billions were never the prize. They were the platform to showcase heaven's abundance through love. He looks at you, tears in his eyes, and whispers, "I could buy anything, but I could never buy this peace. You are the gift that money could never touch." And you smile, because you understand that heaven never rewards the greedy. It rewards the faithful. Archangel Michael steps closer, his voice echoing through your spirit. You have passed every test. You have trusted what you could not see, believed what others called impossible, and stood firm when the wind howled against you. Now you shall live in the evidence of your faith. Light pours down like rain. The very air vibrates with blessing. God's presence surrounds you both, not as a distant deity, but as a father proud of his children. You feel his love in every breath, every beat, every whisper of stillness. The world around you begins to shift, opportunities multiply, doors open without effort, and every obstacle melts away. Where there was resistance, now there is flow. Where there was delay, now there is movement. The billionaire and you walk forward not just as partners in love, but as co-heirs in divine purpose.
The prophecy continues beyond the moment. It becomes a living testament to what faith can create. People will watch and call it luck, but heaven will know it was alignment. They will envy the connection, but they will never understand the cost of patience that birthed it. And every time you two walk into a room, light will follow, not because of his wealth or your beauty, but because heaven itself walks with you. Your presence will heal hearts, restore faith, and ignite hope in those who have forgotten how to believe. God says, "This is why I chose you. Not just to receive love, but to be love." The billionaire, once admired by the world for his empire, is now admired for his humility. He speaks not of profit, but of purpose. He builds not for power, but for people. His name becomes synonymous with light, and at his side, your spirit becomes the living proof of divine timing. Every project you both touch turns into a ripple of goodness. Every idea becomes a seed that blossoms into blessings for others. Heaven smiles because its prophecy is alive in the world through you both. Archangel Michael lowers his sword and says softly, "The story is complete, but the mission continues. You were not brought together just to enjoy each other. You were brought together to illuminate others. The fortune tied to your name now multiplies through kindness, generosity, and divine action. The energy between you is no longer two separate lights, but one blazing flame. And that flame cannot be hidden." God speaks one final time. "My beloved children, I did not choose you for ordinary love. I chose you for eternal legacy. What began as a message has become manifestation. What began as a whisper has become a roar. Now go, live boldly, give freely, love deeply. For what I have joined, no force shall undo." The billionaire looks at you once more. The world may still see him as powerful, but you know the truth. His power is no longer in his riches, but in his surrender. His blush is no longer of surprise, but of recognition. He blushes because he now sees what even heaven saw before time began. You are the answer written beside his name. He takes your hand and says, "Together we rise, not as rulers, but as reflections of grace." The angels applaud, heaven's light bursts around you both. The final seal is placed, glowing like liquid gold over your destinies. The energy that began as prophecy now becomes presence, forever expanding, never ending. Don't scroll now, don't blink, because this is the moment heaven wants to mark upon your soul. Feel it, breathe it, own it. The prophecy is no longer words, it's your reality. Every second you stayed, every line you read, brought you closer to this truth. Archangel Michael says, "It is done." And God whispers through your heart, "It is yours." The fortune, the love, the destiny, they belong to you, forever sealed, forever flowing, forever divine. Something enormous has been waiting for you, and now, my beloved child, it is finally yours.
The end, the prophecy fulfilled. Heaven smiles upon your union. The message is sealed. The promise is real. The blessing is eternal.